Emanuel Henderson has committed to the University of Alabama. We got to talk about it after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I need to talk about five-star tailback Emanuel Henderson, who has committed to the University of Alabama. Tremendous win for area recruiter Charles Kelly and, of course, new running backs coach Robert Gillespie, who is off and running right where Charles Huff was when he took over at Marshall. He's the new head coach over there, was the running backs coach at Alabama. Robert Gillespie, also of Hattiesburg High, went to high school with my cousin Rico and was an All-American out there before, becoming who he is, and was doing really outstanding things at North Carolina. One of the things that I wanted to see was how he would adapt to being at the power in college football and whether or not his recruiting would come with him, and it seems like it has. Had Mike Carter, had Javonte Williams, now he has a top 30 player in the 2022 class in 6'1", 185-pound, Emanuel Henderson. Dude comes with all the goods, all right? 4 yards shy of a 2,000-yard rushing season as a sophomore. Then as a junior, averaged 10 yards per clip, caught the ball for 500 yards out of the backfield for Geneva County, and then here recently picked up an offer from Bruce Pearl to play basketball at Auburn. Auburn, Georgia were the other two suitors that were in the running for him, but with the new head coach and Brian Harsin and complete turnover at that staff, it was really between Dell McGee at Georgia and Charles Kelly, Nick Saban at Alabama. And when you are the number 2 player in the state of Alabama, that gets to be a little bit easier of a choice. So now you got this dude who is, for me, comp best for Felix Jones with his style of running, joining a running back depth chart that is going to be loaded. Brian Robinson Jr. is going to carry the mail for Alabama in 21. Then you're talking about Roydell Williams. Then you're talking about Trey Sanders, Jason McClellan, and here of recent, Kamara Wheaton. The Bama tailback stable just continues to be full of absolute winners. Dudes that can 100% run, catch the ball out of the backfield, and it doesn't seem to matter who the offensive coordinator is. They've been able to get it done. But that's one of the things that I'm going to be interested in, is to see how the 21 offense operates with Bill O'Brien calling the plays, with Bryce Young at quarterback. Other thing about Bryce Young there, just in recent memory, the top 10 prospects in rankings history, right? There are 3 that are tied for 8. Most of them played in the NFL or retired. Jadeveon Clowney's at 1. Bryce Young is the only one of those players that is still playing college football. He is one of the 10 best recruits, of all time, to commit and sign to an SEC school. And look at what he's got around him, right? We talk about John Mechie. We talk about Jacory. We talk about Ajay Hall. And then we talk about Brian Robinson Jr. and what he'll have in Jason McClellan and Roydell, and what he'll have in Trey Sanders, who's coming back from injury. And then, as a true freshman, back there in the stables is going to be one Emanuel Henderson. Another thing I really love about this is the timing for Alabama, who builds and builds. Going into this commitment, they're ranked number 22 in the rankings, but they also have dudes like Ty Simpson already in the boat. At this time last year, they did not have a quarterback in the boat. Remember, Drake May flipped his commitment to North Carolina last February, and it was a little bit longer into the recruiting process before they were able to get Jalen Milroe in the boat. But by the time that happened, Alabama was building toward the best recruiting class of all time. And I am excited to see what these kiddos end up looking like and what they end up doing. Let's give you a little bit more of a detailed analysis on Emanuel Henderson, courtesy of one Gabe Brooks. But the other thing to add in there is Emanuel was an 11.4 second 100-meter guy. For perspective there, Jerry Jeudy was an 11.1 100-meter guy, so it's not as slow as you might think it is. Taller, long-framed running back with lean athletic build that should foster ample bulk addition in college. Dominant in football and hoops versus Alabama small school competition. Longer striding runner who shows good initial burst and downhill juice. Flashes dangerous cutback ability, hence me and Felix Jones, but also the ability to go straight at people. Will stack cuts on the same run, always looking for as many extra yards as possible, impressively strings moves together at the second level considering his high cut build. Again, Felix Jones there. Simultaneously fluid and violent as a runner, displays good core strength and contact balance to extend runs, finishes runs consistently, played snaps at running back, receiver, quarterback, and outside linebacker as a junior, natural pass catcher in limited opportunities, adequate top-end speed, but still room to improve. Potential in that category should be high given his frame and his gait. Gets bounce happy at times, which is likely at least in part to the individual dominance versus small school competition. One of the nation's top backs in the 2022 class, should become a high major impact player with long-term NFL draft ceiling. Other thing to add in there is Gabe comps him to Wayne Gallman, and you could see how those things are working. And then you got, with 5 stars, as generally do, more than one evaluation on this guy. But Charles Powers' evaluation I thought was pretty good too, in that he makes him into a Kerryon Johnson type of player, same guy that came out of Auburn. So Alabama continues to win on the recruiting trail. Alabama continues to build toward what it has been for years, which is the power in college football, 6 national championships since Nick Saban arrived in 2007, and the most dominant era of college football that we have seen, especially with this amount of talent just spread across the country. Tremendous pickup for Nick Saban, tremendous get for Robert Gillespie and Charles Kelly. All right, that is it for me. Deuces.